Doesn't look like it up there.
And length of the presentation.
All right.
It's after.
I'd like to call the Tuesday, March 12th regular board meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Big audience.
Our mission statement, Learning for Life. Our vision statement, Southgate Community Schools, the best choice for students and parents. Moving down to number D, revisions and approval of agenda.
Mr. President, I'd like to make an amendment to the add action item 4, approval of the Beacon Ed specialist contract.
A motion by Mr. Green. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion on this topic, on this item? Hearing none, I'll take the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries. And we'll go to any citizen comments. I don't have any notes. No citizen comments. All right. Moving down to presentations, number F. This is Employee of the Month, presented by Ms. Pastor.
All right, so hello. And tonight it is my honor to recognize the Employee of the Month for March, Dr. Baker Herring.
Oh,
So,
congratulations.
last winter we learned that we had a contract with a company to help students who had dropped out of school or were off track to graduate. The program receives monthly funding for students enrolled in courses towards graduation through the state 23A program. I challenged Dr. Baker Herring to help start our own program. With the help of a district team, she has managed to resurrect the work of the online program called Atlas. After hours and hours of planning meetups, parent-student meetings, personalized plans, emails, phone calls, and continuous and frequent text messages, including on snow and cold days, we have started our own 23A online program. It's 23A plus an online program. We currently have 18 Anderson students fully online, 4 Asher students, and 34 students enrolled in the 23A program, or maybe 36 because we got 2 extra today.
And one meeting tomorrow.
So many of these students were counted in our fall FTE count. Those were the online students, but the 23A students are new and they're counted monthly. We receive state funding for these students on a monthly basis, and when we had our contract before, we paid $500 of what we received to the contract. Now we keep that money right here in Southgate. I'm excited that our students have the ability to explore online learning with Southgate Schools. More importantly, we just don't want students to take online classes. We want them to be successful in these classes and eventually graduate. She has included many supports for these students to help keep them on track. While starting this program, Michelle has also been in charge of K-12 curriculum, state and federal programs, kindergarten registration, EL, WIDA, and WEA professional development, sex education, and 6 through 12 MTSS, to name a few. I'm proud to call Michelle a colleague and a friend. Congratulations, and thank you.
Will you please stand and present her?
I will. Take these off.
Here we go. I got a picture here.
You should hold this.
Thank you. Thank you. Got it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I invited somebody to come.
I know.
Thank you, Dr.
Nice.
Baker Herring, for your commitment to Southgate Community School District, and congratulations, well deserved. Moving on to item G, the consent. Take a motion to approve our consent agenda, which consists of the February 26, 2019 regular meeting minutes and our HR update, which was in your packets.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
All right, I have a motion. Do I have a second? Support. And we have support by Mr. Green. Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
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 Opposed? All right, motion carries. And now we go to item H, which are the action items. So the first one is our AHS Winter Guard out-of-state overnight field trip to Winter Guard International World Championships.
Okay, you're being asked to approve an overnight and out-of-state field trip request for Winter Guard to attend the Winter Guard International World Championships in Dayton, Ohio, from Tuesday, April 2nd 2019 through Sunday, April 7th, 2019. This is during our spring recess, and the students will not be missing any school.
All right, thank you. And any questions for staff?
No.
All right, and take a motion on that action item.
Make a motion to approve the April 2019 overnight not-a-state trip request for the Winter Guard to attend the Winter Guard International World Championships in Dayton, Ohio.
And who would be honored to second that?
Support.
Mr. Green. Any further discussion?
Good luck.
Good luck. I'm kind of close to this group, so I fully support this. I think they're going to do great. I'll call the vote now. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Good luck. Next is number 2. That's a new CTE course, the Adoption for Machine Trades and Engineering.
So you're being asked to approve a new career technical education course, Machine Trades and Engineering. Mr. John Nazarjeski, Director of Downriver Career Technical Consortium, is here to speak briefly about this opportunity. Looks like he brought someone too.
I did, and I'll let ladies go first.
Okay.
Thank you. My name is Chelsea Lanto. I'm the Business Operations Manager for Trenton Forging Company. So we're a local manufacturing company, forging, machining, quite a bit of engineering. And we are very interested in this program getting up and running because of our personal experiences trying to find skilled tradesmen and women to fill the positions that we continually have open.
And it is that shortfall that is really driving this a little more aggressively, very similar to the mechatronics program. If you remember, the mechatronics program stood up approximately 4 years ago. There was a Southgate student, as we were talking about right now, Caitlin Bowen, if you remember. She is in Germany right now, spending 6 months on Pell's training, and per diem, all expenses paid, German language immersion, and she is working for Durer Industries. All of the students in that mechatronics program who are dual enrolled all have job offers. They all have received letters of intent to sign. Some received $5,000 signing bonuses. The highest paid ones, all their college, for all of them, all college is paid for in the apprenticeship program as a component of Math Squared. And the highest paid ones are at $20.45 an hour. They have their big rollout date this Saturday at Henry Ford, where they'll come into a room approximately 3 times the size. All the industries would be lined over, and they're like rock stars walking around with their resumes, getting all these people lining up, asking them to work for them. They come out, they get interviewed, and then next thing you know, they are shuttling them around to all their locations, and they are in bidding wars for the mechatronics students. Well, the Machine Trades and Engineering program is very similar, and we're looking to stand it up using the existing supplies and equipment of mechatronics, expanding upon that at no cost to Southgate, expanding the dual enrollment options, but in a certification and credential, so there'd be a little bit less dual enrollment credit. So the students would come out with certification in machine trades, some CNC machining, computer numerical control machining, which is one of the components of Vulcan Forging in Trenton, and all the job shops in the area have this need. So they're one of many, and they'll have some electrical and electronics training too. And we want, right now U.S. Steel wants everybody we can put out, and we just can't meet the needs. So I'm asking your formal approval to go ahead at no expense. We're going to find funding somewhere out there, and we're going to partner with all these local businesses to make sure when they graduate, every company or every student will have a place to go. They'll pay for them to go to college, they will give them employment, and they'll help them launch their careers.
Any questions for staff or for Mr. Nazarzeski or Ms. Lanto?
I have one. Oh, go ahead, Doctor.
Is that elective credit, or is that something that they can have a career plan for in their current schedules?
It is elective credit, but it counts as VPAA, the Visual and Performing Arts credit.
Okay.
It'll count as senior math. I'm still negotiating with Henry Ford to get the finalization of the contract, but 16 to 17 dual enrollment transcripted college credits. So their certificate would say, I am this at the end of it. So they're coming out of high school with that. Second year foreign language. And I'm glancing over to somebody else. Science, There's a component of...
Third year science could also be included, yeah.
So the classes, as a, okay, personal bias here, I am a former toolmaker. So the math that I have embarked upon as a toolmaker when it comes to geometry, trig, compound angles, it's befuddling. And I can't do calculus anymore. But I would joke with John Rama, they couldn't do some of the math we could do in there. So there's an aggressive math component in there too.
One of the things I was looking for the students and the programs for Anderson is a program for students who love math. So would this be something that they would?
It's applied math in the best way,
Okay.
shape, and form, because you really see your product at the end of the day.
And is it you teaching this course, or is it just numerous courses, or?
I have been known to be on the record books for the Henry Ford certification, and I am aggressively involved, but I am not teaching it, no.
Okay.
We do have a math tutor. We've brought in a young man from the local schools, Jeff Taberski, who has been tutoring some of the Grosse Ile students for our Math Essentials program, and he focuses just on math. And he's actually, as we found out, I got to take care of this guy because people are coming in from Chicago to receive his tutoring. I mean, he is that good. So we were very fortunate to poach him, and we want to keep him in our consortium to help these students get through their math skills.
That sounds great, thank you. I'm all in support of that. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Paponio. Mr. Lamos?
I just have one question, and congratulations and thank you. I'm very interested in this. I don't know a single client of mine that can find the people they want to have work for them, whether it's an organization like yours, Chelsea, or Bosch. It doesn't matter. They're all begging, looking for good folks. So if you were to put your thinking hat on from a scale standpoint, and with the magic wand idea, how many students could we serve with these programs? Would we have an opportunity to place 100 kids, or 1,000, or 4, or 10, or 2, or 1,000,000, or what?
Well, this fall, we've stood up an HVAC program with Henry Ford that'll actually be embedded through Riverview Schools right at Henry Ford itself. So we're addressing that need, which is some of the electronic students will go that direction. This specific program will be 24. The mechatronics will be 24, so that's 50. Definitely not enough. Up to me, I'd like to have well, there's options evaluating. I would love to be able to put more kids out there and to be able to use the facility more than just for those two-hour block classes. It'd be nice to have a place where we could have a third shift, kind of like Nate Nestor does, where he has 3 groups that come through. CTE teachers, we all come from industry. We're always happy to work a little bit more.
Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mr. Cooster?
And maybe this is a question for Ms. Pastor in terms of if the course is approved, where would it be housed? Where would it be? Is the room within the schedule to fit this into, or would it be taking up another classroom?
It would not be at Anderson. It would be at the Flat Rock Assembly Plant where the mechatronics is currently housed.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Frias?
Sorry for my misunderstanding.
What grade level does the student have to sign up for this or start getting interested in this?
We're starting to get interested. Right now, career tech ed, as we all know, is very important to the state of Michigan. We cannot continue economic development without it. We're looking at models to let me have my juniors and seniors partner with 7th and 8th graders to get them to the colleges to be looking at. This is what career tech ed is. Here's how you can already be thinking about it and getting into college now. So when they come to high school, by 9th grade, they're already having a target on what they want to do. A long time ago, 9th and 10th graders couldn't get funded for career and technical education. That's changed. So what that means is 9th and 10th graders can take CTE classes. Now the balance will now come in is how if a 10th grader wants to take it, how they could do that in their curriculum.
Right.
Well, I know there's a lot of schools standing up virtual academies, and some classes don't lend themselves to virtual academies. Other ones do. Other ones are easier to do online. Math and science online is difficult, and I'm basing this on some of my Southgate students who were in virtual online AP Calculus. Great students who might be in Germany right now, and she got through it. But she's the one who said, you know, Mr. N, it's pretty tough to do online. And she's definitely a great young lady who, if she had struggles, An average person wouldn't. An average student would really be overwhelmed. But certain classes are easy to do online because it's lends itself to it better. And I know Southgate has stood up something that might lend themselves to it. The challenge would be juggling. I don't know. This is where I would have to work with counseling, or they would work with counseling to find out what is best for the student. I don't know if it would be just naturally fit into the curriculum, if it would have to be modifications to a curriculum. I don't know.
We can always make it work.
So this would be good to market towards our middle school to kind of generate some interest from the students and tell them what we have, the options available, so they have this, they're thinking about this in middle school when they get to high school.
Definitely. I'm going to be, if you've heard anything on the Marshall Plan, we're doing a rewrite of the Marshall Plan. I'm writing Southgate in and all of the schools in. If you'll notice, we had...
It's a very large grant.
Yes, $500,000.
Okay.
And one of the components of that is K through 13 education. How do we get young students thinking about it? The earlier we can get them, the higher we score into the grant, as I've learned on this round this time. So I am happy to have guest speakers coming into the elementary schools from Trenton Forging, from every place to say, you know, this is what it's about. Here's how you can have a great career. You want to go to college? Great. You want to be an engineer? Start with the trades, because the best engineers, in my opinion, come from the trades, or most of them do, because they understand all the implications of it.
Is that part of the STEM too, where the engineering in the elementary or middle schools, they've gotten some classes with engineering into the middle school?
Yes, and all the elementaries are looking to embrace STEM because it is great project-based learning that incorporates a lot of disciplines.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? I'd like to thank you both and thank you for your presentation and your belief in and partnership with Southgate Community School District. We appreciate your presentation. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, with that, I'd like to accept a motion here on the action item.
I make a motion to approve the new CTE course, Machine Trades and Engineering.
Support.
I have a motion by Mr. Kutzer and a support by Mr. Lamos. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries. And Mr. Nazarzuski, if you can either stick around or leave your information with Ms. Pastor. Mr. Lamos wanted to talk to you about other potential partnerships in the future, okay?
Sure.
Thank you.
If it's fast today, I'll be around.
We'll see, it's early.
All right, fantastic, thank you. Action item 3, this is approval of a 2019 Anderson Toilet Room Remodeling Project. Ms. Pastor.
So I do want to tell you that Rob Kokoski was planning on attending tonight's meeting, and he has an ill child. So this is the bathrooms right outside of the auditorium at the high school that we've been talking about for over a year. So I would like to request that you approve the bid award for the Anderson Toilet Room Remodeling Project to be completed this summer. We are recommending the contract to be awarded to Allied Building Service Company.
Okay, and I'll accept the motion.
Are there any questions?
Or do you have any questions for staff regarding that?
Just to be clear again, as I know we've talked about it, just to put it back on the record, that this is money still remaining from the bond itself.
Just to remind you that this is actually, we're using the interest that we've earned, that we've set aside through over the 4 years. So this is actually part of, so we had set aside over $200,000, we have earned over $200,000. This award actually came in under that price, so.
Any other questions for staff?
So when did this start to get, into the bids and discussions about, okay, we're going to do this? Because I kept saying, yeah, we need to do it, and we were talking about different ways we can do it. So when did that discussion start, as far as, and then getting the bids going?
Oh, so Plant Moran we started looking at the plans in the fall with Plant Moran, and then the bids went out in January. We have to do a posting on the state site. You have to post in the newspaper. So that all went out in the January, February.
Okay, so this was all in the works when we were talking about, we need to get that done. Okay.
Yes. And this is a total gut.
Thank you.
Mr. Cooper?
Assuming that it gets approved today, when would we expect the, are we waiting until summer to get the work done, or are you gonna do it now?
Yes, it'll be done this summer.
Okay.
Any other questions?
So is it just the two in the front?
It's
And
the
it's
two, and it's a switch. The current female restroom will be the male.
Are they gonna be bigger at all? It's a lot of
We don't
money.
have an imprint, no, but it's tile, it's the toilets, it's the sinks, it's the stalls and new.
And everything's already budgeted for, right? We have the money and it's, okay. Okay, thank you.
It will be completed by fall.
It'll be completed this summer, yes.
Okay.
Without any other questions, I'll accept a motion.
I make a motion to approve the award for the 2019 Anderson High School Toilet Room Remodeling Project to Allied Building Service Company in an amount not to exceed $185,285.
Thank you, Dr. Paponio. Second.
Support.
Mr. Lammos? All right, any further discussion? All right, I'll call the vote. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, motion carries. All right, moving on, action item number 4. Andy, would you like to speak to your revision?
This revision was made just in lieu of the fact that the Beacon Educational Specialists ratified contract this morning, correct? And it's coming about to this board for approval for a 2-year period from 2018 to 2020.
Any questions for staff? All right. And did you want to go ahead and read the motion then?
Sure, well, I make a motion, Mr. President, I make a motion to approve the Beacon Educational Specialists of Southgate Schools, MEA, NEA, BESS, and the Southgate Community Schools Board of Education for 2018 to 2020.
And is there a second for that motion?
Is there discussion with that?
We asked for discussion, and we'll take the
With the
motion,
staff?
the second, and then I'll ask for further discussion.
Okay.
We've already asked for staff discussion. You can ask questions during discussion period before I
Okay.
call the vote. Any second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Mr. Frias. And any further discussion?
I just wanted to point out that even though everything was decided today, we got the information, this is the same, pretty much all the information was there except for language, a minor detail, so that was what was added for today.
Yeah, as my understanding, there were 2 items that was different from what was in our October packet. We've
Right.
been working hard on this, and looks like we have a resolution potentially. All right, so we have any further discussion? All right, I'll call the vote. All in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Moving down, and the employee representatives wish to speak at this time. All right. Item J, any information or announcements from board members? Ms. Dr. Paponio?
He can go
Mr.
first.
Green, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just like make an announcement for Grogan parents out there, the Grogan Winter Carnival or Spring Carnival is this Saturday from 12 to 3. There will be games, gift baskets, so forth and so on. It's a good time. Hopefully, I'll win a basket because I'm 0 for 4 years with my daughter there, so we'll see. And finally, I'd like to congratulate my friend and colleague, Dr. Pomponio, for being elected as a Region 8 MASB Board of Director.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is that a 2-year term or 4-year?
3.
3-year term. All right, congratulations.
Dr. Pomponio?
Well, I wanted to thank my fellow colleagues for their support in voting for me for the Michigan Association of School Boards Director position for Region 8. It covers Wayne, Oakland, and Macomb counties, and I successfully won out of 8 candidates. So I'll be working closer with Michigan and fellow board members on issues in public
That's a
education.
big deal for
so.
Southgate Schools. That's great,
Yes,
thank you.
yes, thank you. And then the other thing I wanted to say, I wanted to acknowledge all of the dedicated students, staff, and superintendent for working hard and staying involved in extracurricular activities and volunteering. The Mod Pizza event at Davidson Middle School on Saturday was a great example of dedication and time that was given by students, parents, and staff, and the superintendent. Thank you. And that's all I have.
Any other comments?
I just wanted to comment on the last meeting's presentation by the JROTC. What an incredibly professional group of folks. And if those are the kind of kids that are coming out of our school district and the investments that we've made, how could we be any happier than that? So they're not here tonight, but they all sent cards to everyone. I'm sure they received it. And just their presentation the other night was really incredible. So thank you for everyone that has an impact on these kids.
All right, thank you. Any other comments? All right, I'd like just to make a mention of our Have a Heart Gala. Hope I'm not stealing your thunder, but our Have a Heart Gala is coming up, and the purpose of this is to enhance educational opportunities by providing independent funding for innovative, enriching programs and scholarships for the Southgate Community School District. It's Thursday, May 2nd, 6:30 to 10:30 at Crystal Gardens in Southgate. It's an adult-only event. There is a buffet, a really nice dinner. If you've been to Crystal Gardens, they do a good job there. Also, beverages are included. There's going to be a DJ booth. There's going to be awards presentation, door prizes, and much more. And again, this is our first annual event, or our inaugural event. But at that event is going to be our first annual Southgate Hall of Fame induction. So that's going to be great. Tickets are on sale now until April 19th. We need a final head count by April 19th. It's $50 a person, $350 per table, up to 8. 8-person table, so you get a little bit of a break there for buying a table. If you are interested, please contact our superintendent, Jill Pastor, and she can be reached at the board office or at her email, which is pastor, PASTORJ, at sgate.k12.mi.us. If you could reach out before April 19th, that'd be great, and that's all I have.
So just as a little kudo, we did receive word that Debbie Dingle is able to attend our event, and will be speaking for a few minutes that evening.
Possibly other surprise guests.
I have invited some.
Yes. All right, fantastic. With that, I will take a motion for adjournment.
Make a motion to adjourn.
All right, second.
Support?
Paulino, all in favor?
Aye.
And any opposed? All right, we are adjourned. Thank you all very much. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Was somebody surprised tonight?
I will not be.
Yeah, I didn't tell her.
I know, the look in your face was like,
Today all day.
I will be in Florida. You got a 10 on you?
I told Dina in case she wanted to come
Yeah,
by,
10.
so she came by. Isn't that sweet?
Have a 2, or have a 2-1. How's that?
That's not going to do you any good.
And a little message on the
Here's my
inside of the
ticket.
card I invited us.
Give it to whoever you want.
Yeah, what are the tickets?
Their fifth,